All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where the frickin' fuck you're from. Welcome back to the Mass SportsCast, taking you on your very shitty drive down Interstate 95er. And we put out the fire from last week that was in our dumpsters, but when we went to go see what was wrong, we saw a Ben Roethlisberger and a Pointer Man in there. So we decided to take them on in and see what the hell they can do.
Nurse them back up to health, send them on their way. Maybe shit post a bit with them. So everybody, please welcome back to the show for the first time in just under a year. UrinatingTree and FivePointsVids. How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing all right, man. I mean, another day in paradise. Can't really complain. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fine.
I'm doing great. It's a great day to be above ground. So
Great day to be not dead.
yes, let's get it.
At least not the Jets.
A lot of days are good days to be not dead.
Absolutely is.
Yeah, good to have you guys is back on. And do we just want to jump right into football?
Might as well.
So,
Sure, it's y'all's show. We'll talk about whatever you want, man.
Well, I guess we
You're
begin.
the guest. You have a say in this too, damn it.
Yeah, but I guess we begin at the end for the second time because we have Rob Gronkowski, one of the best tight ends to ever do it, retiring for the second time. We don't know if this is gonna be again.
I swear to God, he's one retirement away from Michael Jordan status.
What is it? I think Wilt Chamberlain pretty much got anything that he wanted by constantly threatening to retire. Yeah. I mean, if this sticks, I mean, he's a lock.
I doubt it, but this is Gronk.
I mean, we'll see. Just wait till Tom Brady comes to call in week 16, like, hey, Rob, you want to play? And then it's like one of those State Farm commercials where he just comes out, just ready with pads, and he just scores 3 touchdowns.
Like
I don't get, like, it's not like he's doing this for some type of leverage. He has no reason to want a higher salary. He's already won how many Super Bowls? 3.
He's won, I think, 3 or 4.
I thought 4 because he was there for
Yeah,
he was
Seattle.
1 yard line, 28-3, and the shit bowl.
Well, you have to remember too with Gronkowski, his body's taken a beating, especially over the past 3 years. That's why he retired the first time. Because when he played in 2019, it just looked like his body was just destroyed.
I mean, it was a combination of that, and also he did officially say that it almost being traded to the
Lions. Yeah,
was what made
Patricia wanted to make Patriots Detroit.
Yeah,
especially for a 7th round pick, which was reported from that. Yeah, I'd rather see my career end than that.
Yeah, that sounds just kind of like him being taken for granted, and he was just like, I'm out of here. And the only reason for him to play now is to win another Super Bowl. So it might be a ploy though for him to just skip training camp so that he can avoid having to go to training camp and just he might even just drop in the playoffs somehow.
Brady Bunch retirement part 2, Gronk.
Yeah. So who knows? But Brady for sure.
That was a disaster, and you know it.
Yep.
Yeah, Brady for sure is in his either last or close to last year. I mean, he doesn't have infinite amount of years, and especially if he doesn't go out on top. He should have retired after he won that 7th Super Bowl, but can't blame him for wanting to continue his career.
No, especially when he retired, like the whole world was like, "Oh my God, he actually retired." Like the man actually did it. 40 days later, no, I'm bad, bitches.
Pretty much.
And to much like Tree's dismay.
Much to the Jets' dismay. Hey, I remember they what is it? I think their Twitter said like, "You've got no freaking way," and then they're like, and then they quote tweeted that tweet they made saying, "Never mind," or something like that. I forget.
Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah, but at least give the Jets credit. They made one man quit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
even if it was on a paper napkin.
Yes. And
But,
it
well,
Well, I
ruined
wasn't
their
talking about him. I
franchise.
was talking about the other one.
Oh,
But that works too. But we gotta move on to again. Like the Ravens have had a shit week.
really, really bad week. That is
First, they lost the Ghost, Tony Saragosa, 55. I feel that's still pretty young, though. Shit.
Oh yeah,
Well, if you look at his interview, like I think it was with Howard Stern, his dad died of a heart attack at 48.
Oh
Because it
shit.
just New Jersey police released the details. He was pronounced dead on the scene. It was 11:45 in the morning. He must have died in his sleep.
maybe.
So we'll probably won't
Jesus
find out
Christ.
until the autopsy, but it's
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
Like
That's absolutely
it's like
bad.
Scooter or Tom had said it yesterday that he's probably remembered for his commentary career because oh my god, he was amazing on the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, his first couple seasons were really awkward and just crazy, but like that made it even better. It was like one of us was a sideline reporter and he would just pal around and you could tell that he just didn't have any type of game plan or any type of prep to it at all. He was just going, man. And
Yeah.
I can respect that for sure.
It's gotta work with what you got. But
And have fun with it. But the one that like no offense, like probably shocks you a little more was Joe and Ferguson at 26. That's the one I want to know what the fuck happened.
there are a lot of people speculating an overdose of some kind, and I don't know. I don't want
It's better to wait till it's better to wait till the official cause is released than your
Yeah.
speculation.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything that it's just anytime it's unknown there, you're like, okay, well, so obviously something is not right here. It wasn't, it wasn't natural causes or it could have, I don't know. Like the speculation ends up getting you in trouble. So I'm not gonna, it just seems weird. Anytime a 26-year-old, 27-year-old passes away suddenly without warning, it's usually not because of something natural.
Apparently, there were initially no signs of foul play or trauma, according to the Baltimore police.
That can mean a lot of things, though, right? Foul play or trauma, a drug overdose, or I mean, it could be something just equally awful, like a brain aneurysm or something like that. It's just again, I'm doing it while I say not to do it. Like it could have been anything. We'll just wait. I mean, it's not like they're gonna. 50 years from now, be like, oh, I wonder what he died from. They'll figure it out.
That's why we have autopsies, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, look at Dwayne Haskins' autopsy because they apparently had a blood alcohol level that was near double the limit. Like he had ketamine in his system, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't hear the ketamine
unfortunate.
part. Jesus.
yeah, it came out like a couple weeks ago. So, unfortunately,
weird.
When you run across the street or across the highway, when you run out of gas at 6 a.m, unfortunately, you're not coming back from anything good at 6 a.m.
I don't know why he just didn't stay. Well,
He could have just, he could have just
Right.
called AAA, but I guess he didn't have a AAA membership. That's the only thing I can think of. Because
I
once
don't
again,
know.
like if you're out of gas, like they'll come and fill up with like a gallon so you can get to wherever you need to go.
Yeah. It was just.
I was just gonna think that same thing.
Like even if your phone is to just try and get on the.
I think the NFLPA even has things where it's like you can call them like, "Hey, I'm out of gas. Can someone just give me like a gallon or a lift?" Like, I mean, that we learned that with the Henry Ruggs situation. Like they'll pick you up anywhere, no questions asked.
Yeah, it's just it's weird. The whole
It's
thing.
very weird. Yeah. Well, like last season, it was suspensions and bullshit. This year, no. Last year it was players getting arrested for stupid shit. This year it's untimely deaths.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened between then and now? Like, I don't fucking understand it. Because for me, it's a little mind-boggling considering we lost Dwayne Haskins at such a young age. We lost Jeff Gladney at such a young age. Now we're fucking losing Joe Ferguson at such a young age. What the fuck is happening? Because
Unfortunately, it tends to happen in like waves sometimes. I mean, unfortunately, people do die young and it sucks. But
Yeah.
at the same time, there's no real correlation you can make with it. Like,
right. But
I mean, look at like the 27 Club for music. Like they're a bunch of like great young artists who died at 27. So,
but we also have someone who died yesterday, who lived a very long and very full life. Hall of Fame running back Hugh McElhaney, and I guess looking at his stats, it definitely looks like he was like one of the predecessors of like the dual threat running back. I mean, he had over. I mean, this was back in like the 50s and 60s, like 5,000 in rushing yards and 38 rushing touchdowns to accompany 3,200 receiving yards and 20 receiving touchdowns. Like it definitely looks like he was like the predecessor to like the McCaffreys and the Camaras that we see today. But yeah, died yesterday morning at 93.
Oh wow.
And with the
That was like, I hate to say, but that was probably natural.
that's when you get
93.
that old, it's
At
probably,
93, oh, it can happen at 93.
yeah.
I
don't think
it's
he
happened to me
was,
before in my family, so
Yeah, I
Benchik
don't think he was doing drugs. I'm just putting that out
Yeah.
there.
I don't think they're gonna find ketamine or fentanyl in the system. Just a
No,
hunch.
No.
pretty low chance of that.
They are totally gonna find PCP.
Maybe he went out hard, you know. Maybe he just is like, all right, I'm 93. I guess.
I mean, it did technically
live a
die in
little.
Nevada, so maybe he got a couple escorts with him in Vegas. I don't know.
yeah.
hey, that's probably a better way to go out.
Yeah, he was rocked up to the end. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And what is it?
as well as former Washington defensive back Brick Owens. He was dead at 79, and I guess he's had an all right career. 36 interceptions, go for 686 yards on a return in 158 games.
That's a pretty decent. That's a pretty
That's a decent career.
Like yeah, I think dead at 79 is also kind of like okay. There was probably either some health problems or just
Yeah, with that one, you had to assume health problems at 79.
Yeah.
Also, we got to get opinions. The Patriots bringing back the red jerseys with Pat Patriot on the helmet.
Brady was not happy about missing out on this.
Hey,
But,
maybe here's an idea. Maybe you shouldn't have left.
Well, you have to remember in 2019, the Patriots were kind of dead. We were thinking Brady was done. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of those
but guess
situations.
what? The boogeyman's like, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm gonna go to a team that has probably more offensive firepower than any other team ever assemble.
Yeah, but even then, I thought the Bucks were a long shot to get him when the whole Brady free agency thing was happening.
I thought. I mean, we all thought that.
I had them winning like 8 or 9 games.
Yeah, fair.
But did you expect what the hell happened?
Not
No.
really, no. They were boom or bust, so I mean they boomed. So
What's ironic about it was the first year Brady's with the Patriots, they go 11-5 and win the Super Bowl. The first year Brady's with the Buccaneers, they go 11-5 and win the fucking Super Bowl. And Brady's last Super Bowl with the Patriots, they won 11-5. Apparently, there's something magical with Brady and 11-5.
Maybe, who knows? Steelers signed Larry Ogunjobi to a 1-year deal. I always thought he was a decent defensive tackle. I mean, it's not like he's going to be like an insane.
he's a solid starter. The thing with Ogunjobi too, he was supposed to be signed by the Bears, but his physical came back poor, so they had to void the deal. I think it was like a 4-year deal they wanted to sign him to.
Oh wow.
Christ.
What is it? Also, Tree, I guess we might want to get your opinion on Chase Claypool stating that he is a top 3 receiver in the
Oh
league.
boy.
Okay, last night we were
dude, if you count Mark Andrews as a wide receiver catching threat, he's not even top 3 in the AFC North. Like nothing wrong with confidence, but that's just way out of line. I mean, Claypool's kind of showing some very cancerous traits.
Oh,
And
God.
I mean, but it's just like, dude, no, prove it on the field.
Hate to see it, but Pittsburgh's kind of.
Yeah, let's put it this way: nobody's doing like first down things with 35 seconds left when you just converted a fourth down, and then you burn what 12 seconds on the clock, and
then
pretty
you
much
get
ruin
to
your
sit
team's
your own
chance
guard.
of time.
Dak
and then you get-
Prescott.
For being for saying like, hey, we have to spike the ball. But yeah, Tanner and I yesterday last night while we were just quickly going over the agenda, we went down on like a list of like 30 different receivers that we thought were better. Or like
maybe
top-
even 40 or 50.
No, I don't think it was.
He's not even the best receiver on his team. That's Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
Right now. He could be,
Could be.
but it's not now.
But it's like, look, you look at the past 3 wide receiver ones that the Steelers have had, besides Johnson. Brown was completely diva mode, or wait, I should probably call him Mr.
Yeah.
Big Chest, since that's what he wants to be called. For fuck's sake.
I mean,
He
easily
became a
better-
cancer and fucked off. Then
mean,
it was fucking Schuster. Decided doing TikToks on the midfield logo was a good idea until he got trucked in the game against the Bengals. He wound up fucking off. Now it's Chase Claypool. Nameless gray faces, and I'm a top 3 receiver in the NFL.
No, I think what is it? Nameless Gray Faces. I think was Tomlin saying that, but
No,
Yeah.
Claypool
Well, I think
did say so.
it was a Juju. Juju said that.
Juju.
I know
Juju and a little bit of Tomlin, I think.
Juju definitely said the Browns is the Browns, but what is it?
That's an accurate statement though, you know.
The Browns definitely is the Browns, and we'll get into a little bit of that later on.
Yeah, and a bit, yeah.
We also
Uh,
have
Ryan
Ro-
Fitzception go on the Amazon Prime Video for Thursday Night Football.
Nice.
What's it called? First we had Sherman. Was it last week we had Richard Sherman going? Now it's Ryan Fitzception.
Well,
I
they're
mean-
trying to build their own crew, especially for Thursday Night Football. So
I mean, anything to spare us from Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on Thursday night. I mean, Joe Buck. I mean, he's definitely gotten just a little bit better at football commentary, but he's definitely built for baseball commentary.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
dad taught him to do baseball.
You
you know?
know, it's like fucking Gary Thorne. He was a great hockey announcer, probably one of the
Brilliant.
best.
Yeah.
But then he's like, I'm gonna try baseball out. Has not worked.
well,
This
he also
thing-
didn't have a job in hockey for a good bit. So
Yeah, because nobody was broadcasting hockey. So I mean, Gary
Yeah.
Thorne is like the Doc Emmerich of hockey. Like he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
as good. And Doc, retired, of course, but what's
I
his name?
hated that, but I
Who's been
understood it.
doing the McDonough? McDonough's not as good as Thorne or
no. ESPN's broadcasts are significantly inferior to TNT.
Yeah,
TNT has done a much better job.
TNT has done an amazing job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sean
like TNT
McDonough-
will bring in like old regional hockey broadcasters. John Forsland. I mean, he used to do NBC Sports, but he's mostly Seattle. They brought in
Kenny Albert.
Rick Hahn from
No.
San Jose. I think they brought in Vegas's like commentator too.
Wait,
like, I know,
what's his name?
That's what
No,
NBC
no.
Sports used to do. Like they used to bring in like Gord Miller and Chris Cuthbert from when they were at TSN.
Yeah.
Like Kenny Albert, Forsland. Like they had a good crew.
Oh, I got some hockey news when we eventually get to that. That just came in, but what's
In
up?
terms-
Now we get into the bullshit. So get your plungers ready and get ready to unclog those damn toilets because this is gonna be a shit show and a half. First with the shine. Apparently lawsuits number 25 and 26, like we said last week, were never filed. So I guess at this point, we don't know what the hell to assume with those. But I guess that number actually dwindled for the first time in a while because he settled 20 of them in confidential settlements, which I don't know will ever be released.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's weird because I never expected the sympathetic character on the Browns to end up being Baker Mayfield. Because like, I don't know. Oh, okay. First of all, I am very much an anti-Ohio State kid, and so anybody giving Ohio State a fresh dose of go fuck yourself is fine because but also like Baker, he wasn't. It wasn't that he was a bad quarterback. It was
It
is
felt
that
like he was overused, and even he played during fucking injury.
yeah.
Like, look at when you have a QB player that's injured, yeah, chances are you ain't going fucking far.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to play through pain. Trust me.
you could have gone through. You could have tried to start Case Keenum. Maybe that could have gotten in you better. But I feel like the writing was definitely on the wall for the Browns last
Yeah,
year.
plus
That,
like it
that
was
even
like
if they got Keenum in, it wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
They weren't going to go too far.
plus
Mm.
this is a reminder that Deshaun Watson's getting $230 million guaranteed.
Yep.
That is how bad this has fucking become. Like, look at Deshaun Watson as a player, absolutely phenomenal, right? There's no doubt he has a lot of talent, but he was carrying a shitty Texans team that was really nothing. And then now that this whole, like
it was him and DeAndre Hopkins.
it was him and Hawkins tearing shit up. But other than that, they really couldn't do anything. When Watson wanted out, we thought, okay, man, he's just frustrated with the team. Turns out, no.
I mean, maybe it was a combination of both. I mean, who would want to go to the who would have wanted to go to the Texans during that whole saga?
Yeah. Well, they were trash.
I mean, if you throw money at people, they eventually will.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
I mean, that's how the Jags got Christian Kirk for $72 freaking million.
by overpaying.
You
That's
can
how you do
thank
it. And the Giants are
Jacksonville
Kenny
for
Galladay.
single-handedly helping labor in this whole situation. That's
Yeah.
all. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
you're just pretty much helping people out with that. But people that can't help themselves is fucking Dan Snyder being a complete fucking idiot. Again, declining to appear before the U.S. House Committee on Oversight and Reform during an investigation on the teams, and I quote from Tree, "Damn good culture."
Rather a quote from Bruce Allen.
Well, no,
No,
Tree made
it's
it
a
better.
perfect microcosm of the Redskins.
Yeah.
I know it's not the Redskins anymore, but
yeah.
at the time it was the Redskins.
At that time, right? Then Roger Bigstell decided it's like, you know what? If he won't testify, I will. And he goes up there, testifies for 2 hours, and alleging that he has no power to remove Snyder as Commander's owner. Which
You are the commissioner.
It's based on the owner. The commissioner merely does what the owners want. So he
Right.
doesn't have
'Cause
the
I was gonna
actual
say-
power to do it.
Right.
They need to put it up to a vote. So he can ask for a vote, but if the other owners say no, I think you need like a 2/3 majority to kick him out.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it called? It's like I remember something like that happening, but I don't know if it was a vote or not. Do you remember the great year of 2014 when Adam Silver released the findings of the investigation into Donald Sterling, banned his ass for life, fined him $2.5 million, and forced to sell the team with the approval of the owners?
Yeah, Ben.
See, but he
made
actually
billions of
did
dollars
that.
on it.
He did that without the approval of the owners. So he readily admits that he did that without the approval of the owners, but he had so much public support that he wasn't going to be
Oh, dude,
challenged there.
Donald
So-
Sterling should have been kicked out of the league over 20 years earlier.
Yeah.
He should have been kicked out in the 80s. But like that was long
he
overdue.
should have never-
Everyone
he should have
hated
never been able to
Sterling. He was
buy
a
a
cheap
team.
ass. He was one of the worst owners in sports history.
Yeah.
Easily.
Easily,
Yeah, he sucked.
that's an understatement. To say that Donald Sterling was the equivalent to a fucking businessman running an NBA franchise, understatement. Like,
Yeah. It was just
it's like Five knows what fucking failure of management looks like for the past few years before this year. He knows all about it.
Yep.
What's it called? But because of him deciding to no show again, Democratic Committee Chairwoman Carolyn Maloney will be subpoenaing Dan Snyder to force him to show up.
That'll get him.
It
Yeah.
has to, because at that point he's under litigation too.
And then if he doesn't, then he is under contempt of court, isn't he?
No, contempt of Congress.
Yeah, I mean, if you get officially subpoenaed, you can't just ignore that shit. Like, you have to show up. Now, they might work around your schedule because you're a powerful owner, but he'll show up. I guess it's all going to be posturing, and he'll just be like, I'm not at liberty to answer that, or my attorney. It's not like when
plead the fifth.
Congress does it, it's not a trial, right? They're just,
Right.
it's an investigation. It's a panel. It's not there's no criminal element to it at all. It's just bullshit.
Nothing's being
Yeah.
charged. It's
Yeah.
just
It's just, oh, you have to go on record and answer these questions. Yeah, that could lead to a criminal investigation or other things, but it's really not.
what is it? It was the same thing with the Zuckerberg thing and the
Yeah.
Dr. Oz thing.
Nothing
Like,
happened.
beyond just humiliating him and forcing him to admit shit that he doesn't want to admit. There's nothing really that Congress can do because it's out of their jurisdiction.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I
that's-
guess moving away from that shit show, we have the US the regular season finale of the USFL. Oh,
and I was able to finally watch a couple games. I'll say though, the USFL actually succeeded, unlike its other counterparts in the AAF and the XFL.
I
Of
mean,
actually
the
playing a full season.
Yeah.
it was just a money pit. It was just a
Well,
money laundering
I
scheme.
know Pittsburgh technically has a team, but it doesn't even feel like a Pittsburgh team because they're playing every single game in Birmingham, and I get
Well,
why
that's
they're
for the
doing
season
it. It's
only.
for
But
travel.
now, what's it called? But
But,
now
like,
they're gonna be playing their games in Pittsburgh next season.
Yeah. Well, where do you play? Highmark Stadium. That's the only
Highmark-
place I feel like you're. There's no way you're filling up Heinz Field.
No.
Oh
None.
fuck no! Oh fuck no! If you have that fan base big enough after the season that they had, yeah, no.
Yeah, nobody cares about the Maulers here.
Nobody cares about the Maulers and I think anybody
The
that
only time I paid attention to them is how bad they are at football and Chicken Salad Gate. Those are the only two times.
No, you want to know something
I don't
funny?
think I heard about Chicken Salad Gate. What the
What's it
hell?
called? You know what's
Well,
funny?
what happened was they put out this video, USFL did, and a guy got cut because he didn't want chicken salad, he wanted pizza. And then apparently he yelled at a cafeteria worker or something. There were apparently a few other violations as well, but it just seems like a kangaroo court or unwritten rules or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what it all sounded
Came
like.
in fat.
What's it
That's
called?
what-
What's funny? What's funny is there
It
was,
was like a running back. I
yeah.
think he went to Michigan.
What's funny is I was on my way to college one morning on my morning commute, and there's this pizza place I always pass by. I think it's called Jimmy Two's or something. Anyway, I go by there like it's a pizza place. I drive by there and I see Asian chicken salad is back. And when I saw that, I'm immediately reminded of Chicken Salad Gate.
Nice.
That was fucking it's fucking hilarious. But I
Yeah.
think Five's a New Jersey Generals fan, so we're just gonna go. Actually,
I
that's
don't
a good
I don't
question.
even know we had a team in New Jersey. So I don't
Yeah.
really care. I don't-
It's not run by Donald
don't
Trump. I
follow
do not
that.
recognize this New
Yeah.
Jersey Generals team.
Yeah. It's just
this New Jersey Generals.
Well, Five, you'll be happy to know that the New Jersey Generals are one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I watched the Washington Federals, and they got smoked every time. Like, they got beat. I remember one time they played the Calgary Rough Riders or something, and they beat them like 1,000,000 to 6 or something. It was like, it
Wait,
was
is this
bad.
CFL football? Or is this USFL?
Yeah, it was a
football?
stampede. No, it
Stampede.
was,
Yes, a stampede. Yes.
that's
Yeah,
right.
I think it was like when the CFL tried to expand to the states, it didn't work out.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
It was like the
I
early
remember the
90s. I think they tried it for
USFL
2
did have
years
a-
and it was like, no.
Yeah,
Baltimore
USFL did have a Canadian team.
Yes.
That's interesting.
but
But we're gonna get right into the Generals game. This is kind of a playoff preview for next week as they played Philadelphia in a great game actually. Cook is going 19 for 33, 244 yards, 2 tutties, and an interception. And again, I don't even know first names. I just go by the last names.
there's only one. I think there's only really one person in the USFL whose first name I know. Actually, no, there's two.
Case Cookus and Jordan Tamu.
I was gonna say Paxton Lynch and Jordan Tamu.
Ah, fair enough.
Paxton Lynch, the hot mess.
Yes.
The first round pick that never
Luis
was.
Perez, man. Luis Perez.
No, Perez is good too. Holy hell. The combined effort there going 22 for 28, 250 and 3 touchdowns. I think all the touchdowns were thrown by Perez.
Yeah, that
I think that was the case. But basically 26-23 New Jersey wins. They finished their season 9-1.
Not bad.
Oh, now Alpha's impressed.
Not bad. I mean, I don't really. I only have so much energy for sports, and it's off season now. I'm like
Besides-
baseball, hockey, and basketball.
Well,
Besides-
basketball's
yeah.
done for too.
And
So
Yeah.
hockey
just
is done. And hockey is done for. Hockey is
Well,
done.
we're playing tonight.
yeah, they're playing tonight, but you know,
Hockey
if
is done for
she's kinda
tonight.
cocky about it.
Out. Game 5 on
Hockey
Friday,
is done
baby.
for tonight.
basically we'll just go over the scores for the games though. Birmingham beat Tampa Bay 21-18. Houston beat New Orleans 20-3. And I don't know how you describe this game. It's Tank Bowl, but the winner gets the first pick. I don't even know how to,
Smart call.
you can't even call it a Tank Bowl. It's just a who sucks less.
Well, it gives them motivation because the loser doesn't get the first overall pick, the winner does. So it gives a little stake in the game.
Yeah. Which
Even
I thought
though
that was
a good
interesting.
chunk of those players might not even be on the team next year.
Right, because they're probably getting calls in the NFL.
Some of them might. Some of them.
Some might.
Some.
I don't think Paxton Lynch is getting a call to the NFL anytime soon. At least not again.
That we know of. But moving on now. Well, actually, not moving on. I guess now we can finally get into the ice.
Yes.
But actually, I wanted to start the hockey part with this. The Blackhawks do have a new coach, and it was announced by Frank Saravalli that the new coach is Luke Richardson.
Luke Richardson, the old stay-at-home defenseman.
Hmm.
Quite the resume. Yeah, 1,400 NHL games, 8 years as an assistant, and 4 years as an AHL coach.
He's got a nice resume under his belt. I like
Yeah,
it.
assistant for the Canadiens.
Really? Shit. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he was. I'm on Hockey DB right now. Assistant for the Sens, Binghamton Senators for 4 years, then the Isles for a year, then the Canadiens.
That's I didn't know he was an assistant for the Habs.
What is it?
But speaking of that coaching carousel, Jesus Christ, Andrew Burnett, I feel like I don't think Burnett should have been let go.
If you saw him in the playoffs, he got tactically spanked. It was
I
quite
feel-
obvious that he didn't have a great control over the team. They got way too cocky. They had issues with tactics, especially on the power play in these postseason.
Oh,
They
yeah.
needed a new coach if they were getting anywhere.
let's-
I mean,
let's-
it's
let's-
nothing against Brunette. He was forced into the situation, but I mean, he's not ready yet.
I feel like they should have just demoted him to. They should have demoted him to being an assistant again.
He was never going to accept it. And once you're a head coach, you're going to want either a new situation or a permanent position. You're not going to accept like going back to that position. Like, let's say, for example, if you're like at a role, like as maybe like a busser, and then you get promoted to server like temporarily, and then they're like, hey, go back to busser. You're going to say, no, fuck you, I quit. That's the same situation. They are never going to accept that unless they're tied behind a wall and they need the money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair.
no one wants
But,
that shit.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I don't know whether Paul Maurice is being the Panthers' new head coach is which is necessary.
I mean, he's an okay coach.
He's
Like,
okay.
He got stale in Winnipeg and he knew it. I mean, it happens to a lot of coaches. So
Yeah, but at least this one knew when he was getting stale.
I mean, my friend Carter came on a few weeks ago to talk about it, and he was very, very fired up about Mark Scheifele getting Crosby syndrome and bitching about nothing.
Yeah,
but
speaking about Scheifele, I think he wants out. If it was either him or Wheeler, that they want out.
I
I think it's
it's
Scheifele is the rumor.
I had heard stuff about Scheifele wanting out and but Winnipeg making plans for moving Wheeler.
Yeah, I heard.
They'd rather move Wheeler because his contract's pretty bad. He's in his mid-30s.
Right. but
I doubt they're gonna get much for him because let's take a look at the old cap friendly here.
in addition, the Oilers have extended Jay Woodcroft.
Yeah, okay, Jay Woodcroft. Look
Yeah.
at like
Wheeler actually only has 2 more years on his deal. I didn't realize that. I thought he was there for more, but he is going to be 36 at the start of the year.
Oh
Oh,
god.
Jesus Christ. Let's go. Like Jay Woodcroft for the Oilers probably was one of the best decisions that team has made in a while.
Yeah.
I think he did actually decently well.
Yeah, I'd say
But
so.
it's like I said, because he had to come in mid-season because the firing of I forgot the damn guy's name. I hate when I do that. I know it was I know Woodcroft got put into his spot because of the firing mid-season. He took over and he led the Oilers into a conference final. And then they got fucking pimp slapped back to reality when they realized, oh, our team is just McDavid and Draisaitl.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best way you can put it. But moving on to awards while you figure that out. Some awards. I know you were very happy, Five, to see Shesterkin win Vezina.
I mean, who else was gonna win it? Like
There was no other way. He had like a .94 save percentage.
I
I know. No, he definitely deserved it. I've been saying for a while that he's had the caliber of a Vezina winner, but I was just waiting for him to actually win it.
I mean, the only reason why Markstrom got the votes that he did was because he led the league in shutouts, and I mean he was a great goalie this year, but also like having the most amount of shutouts in a season doesn't make you the lock for Vezina.
No.
But what is it? We also forgot to say that Barry Trotz has plans to announce his future on July 1st,
and then towards his job with the Flyers will be his last.
Yep.
Okay, and that's the thing too. Like Tortorella, I think his prime Tortorella was when he was with the Rangers.
Yeah, I mean they made it pretty far, but he won a cup. So
Where the hell did he win a cup?
In Tampa.
Got Tampa 04.
Yeah.
Oh
mean,
shit.
He knows his shit. I mean, it's just I don't know if his style translates to the modern game now. His style is laying down in all the shooting lanes, sacrificing your body, and playing tough, gritty, trap level hockey when today's players just want to get out and run up and down the ice. It's not the same as so he'll have to adjust to what
he's not going to adjust though. I mean, the thing with like a Tortorella is he has a very short shelf life, but he can give you a jolt if they need. So it could work for Philly, but at the same time, we saw what happened in Vancouver when he tried it and it was a disaster.
I remember someone saying
basically the one scene that describes Tortorella's tenure in Vancouver was him trying to get at the Flames coach in the locker room.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I remember seeing somebody say that like now everybody who can needs to score a Michigan goal on a Flyers goalie whenever they play, and the camera crew just needs to cut to Tortorella and just slowly pan in on his face.
Yes, we remember those comments.
Seething.
Gym of the Year finalists: Joe Sakic for the Avs, Chris Drury from the Rangers, and Julian Brisbois from the Lightning.
I'm not gonna.
So you're gonna have five. You're gonna have two people that take home awards.
Yeah,
People keep saying that like Yzerman is is like the absolute best GM in the league, but like
he brought the Lightning to back with the building over the years.
Yes,
yeah, but see, I think Drury's like overrated. He's doing his moves on Jeff Gorton's back. Like Gorton put together the fundamental
rebuild, and he just reaped all the rewards.
Yeah, and then Drury just comes in and tweaks. It's like all right, I built the car.
By Tom Wilson, and
right,
like that's.
Right, and what bothers me too is Drury went out and got Ryan Reeves, and he got the parts that we needed to increase the toughness, and it worked for a long time. And then Gallant completely went against that philosophy against the Lightning. Didn't even have Reeves out there for the last 2 games. It's just, it's weird that Drury gets so much credit too, because Gordon made all the moves. He brought in
Yeah.
Trouba, he brought in Zibanejad for a song, he got Adam Fox in there. That was all Gordon.
Notably, Artemi Panarin.
Right, he got Panarin too, which was an easy one because Panarin wanted to come, but he did fuck up with Shattenkirk. He did kind of mishandle the end of Lundqvist, but still, Gordon built the foundation. This core of players, like, did Chris Drury win the lottery to get Lafreniere and Kakko? You know, like I just now we'll see how good Drury is with Kakko's contract coming out. I think there's no way that they don't renew him. The core of this team is really good,
Well,
and you could have a 3-line team for 5-6 years.
oh yeah, isn't Kakko an RFA this season?
He's coming up on it, so they're gonna have to fork out some money. But the great thing is Panarin and Mika are signed for a while. Like, you don't really have to. Trouba too. Like, all those guys are locked in, and then Shesty is the one that they'll have to pay. But I'm telling you, with that core of group players, like, you can fill in each year with guys like Vetrano or Kopp and let the Stromes walk, because those players like Lafreniere, Lafreniere is coming off a 19-goal season. Kakko, if he would have stayed healthy, would have scored 20 as well. And then Kreider goes out and scores 50 some odd goals. Like,
Yeah,
this team is good.
had the surprise.
Right.
Richard.
This team, the core is good. Their window is open. So you're gonna see they're gonna have to want to win a cup either next year or the year after that.
They have to go for it now. They had a surprise conference final run. There's no way they don't go back from this now.
I mean, Drury was the one that signed in Fox to that massive contract that he absolutely deserves.
Fox wanted to be a Ranger though. Like, it's just like he forced that trade essentially. Now Drury did work Carolina for almost nothing for it, but still, I think Gordon could have made that trade. I get it that Gordon's out and Drury, Gordon was let go for a reason, but
so the team, Dolan.
Right. But luckily Dolan doesn't even know what hockey is. He's like, oh yeah, those hockey guys. So he stays out of it. And
he doesn't know what hockey is, but he definitely knows who Tom Wilson is.
He does know who Tom Wilson is, but it's still a thing where Drury is a good GM, don't get me wrong, but he is kind of following up Gordon. Now, Slats, before, Glenn Slather was fucking up the team, okay?
He made so many bad signings and then got
Glenn
out of it with
Sather.
trades.
Yeah, he didn't know. It took a while to get him out, and Gordon was his protege. And then I guess, Drury is from a different school. But still, Gordon made himself look great by not being Glenn Sather.
Yep. But I mean, like, honestly, I'd say that even with all the moves that Yzerman has made in Detroit over the past few years, I'd still say that Sakic is the best GM in hockey. Like, not many GMs can still manage to get the best pick in any given draft with after losing the lottery, especially after you had quite possibly one of the 10 worst seasons in NHL history. But if we were to redraft 2017, Kel McCarr goes first overall. Well, he got Matt Duchene out of hell and got a pick that turned into Bowen Byram. And he's absolutely one of the better defensemen on that team. They got Rantanen. They got
Avalanche have everything now. If they just if the Avalanche can pull it off tonight, which honestly I think they do, we'll go around and see if we think that in a minute. Like, I think if the Avalanche can pull it off tonight, they have it.
Tampa's still going to be seething about the OT goal.
They need to forget about
They got
that
the
shit.
same thing
That
last
shit
year
happened.
against the Islanders.
Right.
It's
done. It's over with.
I still say that it was canceled out by that goal 38 seconds into the game. I feel like that. I know
his helmet was off. That should have been a dead play.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
but I think-
once that-
what's it
you have to
called? I
leave the ice. You have to leave the ice if your helmet's off.
Yeah.
So
Mhm. Unless you could put it back on. I mean,
Right,
we
but,
saw that earlier this year. Remember, Patterson
what's it
had to
called?
pull off the ice in Game 7.
Yeah. What's it called? I think it was a rule 9.6 on that one. I think someone posted about that. I'm not sure who it was. Rule
Reverse.
9.6. The goal was good because of the impending impending opportunity on goal. But even then, I still think it was kind of bullshit considering,
yeah,
you know,
the only way that that's too many men on the ice is if the puck comes back and hits McKinnon. Like if or if McKinnon plays the puck. That's the only way that it's
Right.
it's
And
too many men, because he had already signaled, he's coming off the ice. You get that. That's a granted deference. Now, if you have 9 players on the ice, it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, that's or if the guys are out too early. But still, like, the rule is generally if the guys are coming off, if they play or touch the puck, then they are participants
right.
more
Yeah.
so than
And then Kadri just fucking lets up the 2010 Cup finalist goal.
with one hand. That was
Yeah,
incredible.
you have one hand. Even then, that's remarkable. And then fucking Patrick Kane's phone was blowing up because that goal was so similar to what Kane did in 2010.
But
Mhm.
what is it? We also have the Calder Trophy being announced with Moritz Seider,
Fuck.
defenseman
Definitely
from,
deserved.
Now, didn't Sider, he was drafted a while ago, right? Did he miss his first year because of injury or something?
No, actually, he was just developing the minors. A lot of people flipped out over the Red Wings drafting Sider because it was seen as a reach at the time.
Yeah, I have a Red Wings friend that was not
Accurate.
happy about it.
yeah, drafted in 2019. And I mean, just because you draft someone and that isn't, I mean, let's be fair. The pre-draft rankings are completely arbitrary after a player gets the majors. It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where you're drafted. You can do pretty much anything. Like Jonathan Marchessault, went completely undrafted and had and is one of the best players Vegas had. Is Torrey Krug, completely undrafted, one of the best defensemen in Boston had before we let him get taken by freaking St. Louis because we don't want to freaking pay anyone.
Oh, the only
Alexander-
people that you want to pay are people that are past their prime and old as fuck.
Shut up.
But you know I'm right, damn you.
No, you're right. But what? Alexander Daglev, first overall. Complete bust. And who gets taken after him? Chris Pronger and Paul.
And it's funny because I remember Dag saying at the draft, no one remembers number 2. Guess who number 2 is? That's all I
Pronger.
gotta say.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to be in a fucking. Want to be in a real kick to the dick on that one.
But what is it? We also have the Hart and Ted Lindsay.
Going to Matthews. I'm very happy about this one.
Yes, we know. But
Look at. I didn't expect. Okay, the Lindsay. Okay, but I wasn't expecting him to get the fucking heart.
I mean, the fact that he didn't play a full season and still got 60 goals was sort of just that was the writing on the wall for the Hart going to Matthews.
Yeah.
But
moving on, the Canadian government, in light of the sexual assault allegations coming against Hockey Canada, their 2018 World Junior squad, they have suspended funding for Hockey Canada until they sign with a new firm.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, because like I don't know if you guys have heard about the situation, but basically what it stems from was a few members of the 2018 World Junior Championship team were accused of sexually assaulting a woman in a hotel room during I think it was a fundraising gala.
What is this?
Yeah, this is a thing that happened. I think it came out a few weeks ago, that a few players of the 2018 Men's World Junior Championship team for Canada sexually assaulted a woman in a hotel room during a gala, and they just suspended, and the government suspended funding for Hockey Canada because of it.
I mean, it's entire. I mean, and I feel like that's entirely fair for them to.
That's very fair. And speaking of Vegas, like, because I know you mentioned Vegas earlier, Riley Smith got an extension. It's being reported right now. It's not ironed out, but the contract extension is in a range of 3 years and around $5 million per.
I mean, Riley Smith being there is just evidence of the Panthers being freaking stupid back then. Same thing with Marchessault being there.
I don't know. I think that's a good contract though, because Riley Smith has been productive for Vegas, but
they both have been productive.
Yeah, but like with Smith, at the same time, you gotta realize like there's gotta be something more that he gets out of this, because it's a little bit of a race from his last contract. You're gonna want to have him get an uptick in his production, because otherwise, it's gonna see it as an overpay.
Yeah, he's 31 years old. He's 31 years old. This is probably just gonna be like either his second to last or his last contract. But what I'm happy about is Patrice Bergeron, my favorite NHL player of all time, wearing his freaking jersey right now. He is reported to be in heavy talks of a 1 year contract to come back with Boston, and just
I don't think it was negotiations. It was more so kind of agreeing to it, but I'm gonna check if there's an update on that, which I don't think there is.
I don't think there is. There are rumors
No,
that the
there's
Penguins are
not.
still in talks with Letang too, but it's still up in the air. You still got to
Yeah.
get the money into fact. I mean, it'd be weird to see Bergeron in a different uniform. Like, say Bergeron signs with the Pens to replace Evgeny Malkin. I like it, but it'd feel a bit weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, I don't think Bergeron goes anywhere though. In his
I
career.
doubt
He's
it.
gonna
I
end his
definitely
career.
doubt it.
Unless they're throwing him like 10 mil a year, like Vegas decides, oh, we need
Yeah.
Patrice Bergeron, and that's how they do it. But even then,
yeah, it really all depends. And if Bergeron goes anywhere, she's gonna have a fucking schism.
there were people saying that like there were people saying that he wanted to go to Montreal, and just like I feel like he would rather.
I mean, he's from Eastern Canada, so I mean, it would make sense, like kind of playing closer to home. But holy fuck, that would look like the biggest betrayal in Boston history.
Yeah.
But also, I want to talk about the Sens. They're getting a new arena. They're getting
Finally
a new
got
arena.
their
And
arena.
yep,
From what
finally
I've
got it
seen-
once Melnick died. That's all you have to say. Because once he kicked the bucket, Ottawa's starting to finally turn the table. Get their new arena, fire Pierre McGuire, start to finally move forward. Melnick was the guy who held that team back,
Right.
Yeah,
and we knew it.
which sucks. I mean,
It was sort of like it's awful that he's dead. It's awful that he's dead, but like
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't really foster much goodwill in his final years. That's all I'm
Yeah,
gonna say.
no, he
they
didn't
gave
at all.
they gave him a liver, was it?
It was like,
Yeah.
I know he had like a long-term disease. I think if you look at his final months, he looked really gone.
I don't know what he died from. Maybe
They're probably not. They're not going to say it. I mean, there are a lot of rumors, but I mean, that's just speculation.
Like I said, illness. So that's all we gotta assume.
It's just
right now.
illness. It could be cancer. It could be cirrhosis. It could be,
Could be-
just liver issue, heart failure. It could be anything.
Yeah, literally anything. Like, because the term illness is broad. It's
Right.
It's a general broad statement, but it gets the point across.
As broad as upper body injury and lower body injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
And then
NH
the one that she hates the most, the NHL reaching a
as
deal
we
with an
say, well,
NFT This is sweet.
NFT business. I've this is just something that makes me unhappy. Unhappy. I mean, I've never really been into anything in crypto, but and there's after looking into it, I can see like some appeal to why someone would want like animated NFTs, but like when you're spending an entire mortgage on it on the same
On a
picture,
goddamn 8-bit photo.
the same picture of a monkey, then you've lost me. Like, what are you doing?
Don't.
Uh,
Our hands are up in the air on that one. But the only injury thing that we have was Braden Point was out for game 4, presumably from the lingering injury he suffered against Toronto. You're welcome, Parna. They'll get that damn cop.
if the Avs can't put it home, put it to bed tonight at home with potentially without Braden Point, and then I don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
I'll say this before we get to predictions for tonight's game. Like, you had 2020, the Lightning basically got the bubble cup. Fans were against it. 2021, it was 18 mil over the cap. Fans were against it. What negative thing are you gonna have to say if Tampa Bay wins the cup again? There's really nothing. Like, the only thing that you can really say is they did it without Braden Point, and that's a positive thing, if anything.
Yeah. And for tonight, everybody, let's just go down our what our predictions are for tonight.
Yeah, I gotta bounce.
Yeah,
in a
we'll start
little
with the
bit
guests.
here.
We'll let
Let's
the
just
guests
wrap
go
it up with
first.
that. Yeah.
Five, you got to bounce after this.
Yeah. I'm thinking that Colorado gets it done. That Tampa is just gassed. It's not only bad for them that they looked like shit on their own home ice at the end there, and now they have to travel all the way to Colorado and
With
get used to the
injuries.
time change, something the Colorado players are probably more used to. They didn't win a single game already out there at the Pepsi Center, so I think it's done, and Colorado should want to end it as soon as possible because Tampa is a tough out. You got to get them out. You got to knock them out when they're on the ropes because you let them come back.
Oh yeah, they'll
the
take you
Rangers
out.
found out. They were up 2-0 halfway through the game against the
Series, and then
they're
Penguins up 3-1. They still couldn't get it done. They choked.
Toronto,
we were there for
Toronto
that.
up 3-1 against. Oh wait, no, Toronto up 2-0 against Tampa.
But we took it to 7 now.
3-2.
You took it to 7, but still, two game.
I even then I was a little pissed. You just had to be. But and then Tree, what do you got for tonight's game?
I think Tampa Bay somehow pulls it out, mostly because Vasilevsky stands on his head, but I think Colorado pulls it off in Tampa in Game 6.
I think.
Okay.
I think for mine, it's Colorado wins 4-1, and Andrew Cogliano gets 2 goals. Kemper can't. Kemper. I feel like maybe Kemper suffers something, and like Francois gets like half of what's left of the game.
Probably.
You can
I think Carl's gonna close it out tonight, and I'm gonna say overtime 2-1.
Yeah, that's fair.
Keeping it close to, because this is probably one of the more entertaining finals we've seen in recent years, though.
Yeah. But I think that's really it for
Hockey,
for hockey. And if you got to jump right now, it was fun to have you on.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll keep in touch.
Thanks for having me. Love y'all. See ya.
Yeah, love you, buddy.
We saw that.
Hopefully you gotta get me
Later.
back on DF, dude. Would love to do another one of those.
Yeah, when we have slots. But we've kind of kept it. During this time, we're just we're
No rush.
All right, brother. I'll be seeing y'all.
All right, take care,
All right,
brother.
later.
The only thing we have for basketball really was just the NBA draft last night.
Yeah, I kind of paid attention to
I
it.
didn't
Not
pay
really,
attention
though,
either.
unfortunately.
You didn't get to clown on 5 for the
Paulo Branchero, I believe, was the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Yes.
There were a bunch of wasn't it like I think everybody was thinking like, oh, Chet Holmgren's gonna be first overall.
Well, Chet Holmgren was number 2, I believe, to OKC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
My friend Emily asked me like, is Chet Holmgren good or is he just tall? And I responded with,
He's from Gonzaga. That's all you need to know.
you can say that about pretty much anybody in the NBA. Is Dingus Pingus is good or is he just tall?
Okay, you definitely called a tree on that one.
Well, yeah, but also,
that's
also
okay.
Well,
like,
Tingus Pingus has been around for a bit. That wasn't mine.
it's just that I mean, Porzingis, he averages 19 points and it's an 8 board, which isn't bad, but also like I feel like everybody thinks that he's so much better than he actually is.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. But if that's all we really are for basketball, which is really everything, we'll go on to baseball. And we're talking about the Yankees because they're doing really good because
Yeah.
fuck life.
The Yankees are
Yeah.
15-18. This is not a drill. They're on track to be.
They're finally playing up to their potential.
Yep.
It took them about what, a couple $1 billion later?
Yeah. Well, I mean, until Aaron Judge has to get paid, and then he goes
Yeah.
to free agency.
Speaking of Aaron Judge, they're headed to arbitration.
18 or 21 million, I believe they're trying to fight for.
Oh
Here's
shit!
the thing. Here's the thing. Tree. The Yankees have no problem paying players. It's the Red Sox that have a problem paying players. Like,
Oh yeah, because
unless
they
your name
won
is
the
Trevor
World Series,
Story.
they're fat and happy.
why haven't we gotten anything done regarding Bogarts? Why haven't we gotten anything done regarding Devers? Why did we? Why
The
did we
Red Sox, look, I'll say it. The Red Sox are probably like the Bruins. They don't want to pay the players that they have that are good, but they just want to pay people to come in and just act good. But it's like, don't get me wrong, Trevor Story, great acquisition. That's probably the best one the Red Sox have made in a few years. But it's like, you gotta remember, like, what did I come at the cost of? Pedroia's career? Mookie Betts?
What is it? Honestly, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that because Hunter Renfroe, last year was like underratedly one of the best players in the AL. Honestly, in the entire AL East, he was probably one of the he had a cannon of an arm in the outfield. And I mean, 30 home runs is nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, absolutely not.
Plus, he was the he's responsible for breaking every single Tampa fan's heart. It's with the ball bouncing off him and into the stands.
Yeah, but you gotta remember the AL East this year is a fucking heavy division.
Yeah.
Because every team except the Orioles are good.
Well, yeah. The name me a time where the Orioles were. When was the last time that the Orioles were actually good? Like
the 80s, I think. I feel like the 80s they were really good.
I think it was 2015 where they last made the playoffs with.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then Buck Showalter decided, we'll put Ubaldo Jimenez out and
instead of Zach.
You
Zach
lose
Britton.
at home to the Orioles.
Yep. I mean, hey. I mean, at least it's at least however bad the Orioles are, it's not as bad as going down to North Carolina and losing 2 consecutive games against Division I prospects.
Yeah, I saw that video.
What is it? I mean, it sounded
but
like
that was a fun experience to watch though. Like,
yeah, it
but
looked
like as someone who played in it, like, what was the atmosphere like when you were out there just doing your fucking thing? No, that was a question for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was asking, like, what was it like out there?
In North Carolina.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out there. For
It
a second.
happens.
It was interesting. It was pretty hot for the first 2 days. I struck out a ton. It was pretty. It was fun, but it was ugly. Let's just get that there. I know I released a vid a couple days ago.
Yeah, I
It was,
saw that. The fucking legacy of failure.
Lots of whiffing, lots of sweating, lots of tuba music. It was.
Probably done better than I could.
I mean, I didn't. I mean, you probably could do better. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's been like freaking 10 years since I last played baseball, and unfortunately, pretty much everywhere around here is going out of business that has a batting cage, and the only place that does have a batting cage isn't open to the public. So I don't know how good I'd be at the plate anymore.
He probably did better than I could.
But I mean, it definitely looked like a great time, especially to meet like young prospects like that. I mean, what is it? I remember Tanner and I last year we went down to Orly.
No, we went down to Hyannis to watch the game.
Yeah, Hyannis.
Hyannis.
Yeah, we
Cape Cod.
What's it called? Cape Cod Baseball League. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it? Our buddy Jesse was he was, I think, the social media manager
for Orleans at the time, and so we just decided to just go down there and see him and enjoy a good baseball game.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
It was fun, but they got blown out.
Yeah, 13-1, and I mean, Orleans has put out some great players over the years.
Yeah.
I think two big ones three really big ones and recently have been Corbin Burns, Jake Cronenworth, Brian Reynolds from the Pirates. That's
Brian Reynolds. Yep.
But it was fun to.
We forgot. Well, yeah, we forgot to talk about Arch Manning. Fuck.
Oh shoot, that's right. We forgot
Going to Texas. Texas.
Of all the places.
Well,
all
I
the
mean,
places that he can go.
Texas is going to talk hot shit for all of 2 weeks before they get smacked in week 2.
Yep.
Again, the Texans are the Texans, and the Texans will Tex.
I mean, that's not the Texans, that's the Longhorns, but still. For injuries and or COVID, did we have anything? I feel like Casey Mees and
I know Anthony Rendon is out for the season.
Oh shoot, that's
the Angels are now officially fucked again.
Freaking
200 team Moreno.
They collapsed.
35 million was it for
Rendon? I think so. Like 35 million a year. But
7 years.
I mean, you signed a guy who has injury issues, and he's on the wrong side of 30. What'd you expect?
Right.
This is
that was Moreno's
doing.
doing. So have fun with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess really there's just it's the I guess our players of the week. I think for mine, it's got to be Yordan Alvarez in Houston. He's had an amazing week. He's had like 5 home runs in the past 5 games, and including a 2 home run game a few days ago. He's just been like it hurts me to root for Houston, but Yordan Alvarez has been like probably one of the best players that.
That's a fair point to say there. I mean, shit. I obviously stuck with Vlad. I think he had a good week, and he was also voted as MLB's player of the week last week. So I think in that regard, I think I'm going to stick with Vladdy boy.
Vladdy daddy.
Because you can't look at. But I want to say before Tree gets to his player of the week, the Angels are the MLB's Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, well, the Oilers at least made it deep this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, figure out this. And I mean before the 2017 run. I'm talking about their pre-2017.
Yep.
It's like you got Mike Trout, who's Connor McDavid, and Shohei Ohtani, who's Leon Draisaitl.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a fair
Taylor
assessment.
Ward's kind of the extra guy there. then they bring in these guys who have no depth, and you're in that situation. So have fun.
Let's go. Also, with Koskinen headed to Switzerland to play, who the hell is
Yeah,
going to
he felt like he was done. I mean, the writing was on the wall when he wasn't starting in the playoffs. That was a weird extension that Chiarelli signed him to anyway. So hey, you got
Yeah.
paid, have fun.
Hey, I mean,
mean,
maybe he'll get his
valid.
shit together in Switzerland. But I feel like there's like a lot of players they head for international. Another player that we didn't talk about that's heading for overseas, Radulov is heading back to Russia.
Yeah, he was cooked this past year. The injuries from 2020 kind of took him out,
I think
and like he was a healthy scratch during the playoff run. So it's,
Yeah.
that
I mean,
was
you
a
hate to see it, but at the same time, you can't really fucking fault him. It's like
That was
he
a
gets
time
like
where he-
because look at how old is he? 35.
yeah, I
So
think so.
so at that point,
35, 36.
yeah.
There was a,
So at that point, he wants to play closer to home.
There was a stretch in
Mhm.
which he didn't, in which he hadn't scored a goal in like 28 consecutive games, and then he
I
and
mean,
then
just
he
like how
broke
the
that.
Bruins went like what 0 for 39 at one point in the power play.
I mean,
I remember that game. I think I took her to a Bruins Panthers game towards the end of the season, and I remember she was like screaming 0 for 36, 0 for 37,
Yeah.
whenever the hell the Bruins want to get a power play goal.
I mean, I remember leaving a comment on your what is it, Haters Guide to into the 2022 playoffs tree about what is it about how you had missed that the Bruins had gone in it on an 0 for 39 stretch, and we had sort of then said like it's honestly honestly it isn't really the worst thing in the world, especially since they won. And 7-5 in that stretch, including ones against Tampa, Pittsburgh, the Rangers,
Get
the
past
Blues.
us though, bitch.
Shut the fuck up. But like yeah, during that stretch, it shows that 5-on-5 scoring is really good,
Yeah.
and that's sort of what you need to have to be good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Enough dilly dying. Who's your player of the week?
In terms of baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to get back to that topic.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Interesting question. I might have to go with Jack Sawinski after 3 home runs and a walk-off on Sunday against the Giants.
Oh,
I would say him. I would say Yordan Alvarez. He's done
Yordan.
pretty well. Trying to think who
There's
else.
a lot of good candidates.
I forget who's the guy who Isaac Paredes, who had 4 straight home runs against the Yankees. There was
Oh
another one too.
shit!
I would say those would be my 3.
Damn,
Well,
that I didn't realize he got that many freaking home runs consecutively. Jesus Christ!
Yep.
On to finally the last segment of the show, the miscellaneous. But this one, Jonathan, do you want to rant about it? I'll
This one's
introduce the
definitely a
topic at
bit
least. Let me introduce the topic at least because I know you're gonna have some words to say about this one. The International Swimming Committee announces an international ban on all transgender female swimming athletes who began transition after the age of 12.
I can understand why some people would look at that and say, that's
It's biology, unfortunately. That's why that's their logic, and it's understandable.
it's people. It's understandable why that would be like an assumption people would make, but like I've had for if. I mean, the NCAA has allowed transgender athletes for like the past decade to like decade and a half, and it only took until this year for someone like Leah Thomas to even make the NCAA finals, let alone win anything.
I think wasn't he or she? Sorry, wasn't Leah like in NCAA men's for a good bit, if I remember correctly?
I thought so. I'm not totally aware.
She was accomplished in men's and transition, but also she had gone through the 12 month stretch of taking estrogen and testosterone blockers to beforehand, and during that time the the muscle mass of your muscle mass is absolutely. It not only does it drop, but it also like the distribution of fat, and distribution of muscle. It sort of changes. It sort of alters to be at least somewhat akin to at least pretty well akin to many cisgender athletes. Not to mention that that many transgender athletes, it's actually many trans female athletes have even less testosterone in their bodies than their cisgender counterparts. So I don't know.
I mean, like I don't like the ruling personally, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense, I guess, in that regard. Like, kind of building off Dre's comments, it's like there's like less. There's, I don't know how to word it, but there's more capability if you were in transition after the age of 12.
Yeah, because your body's been developing, you go through puberty,
Right.
and then you deal with like, you still have natural testosterone that grows in your body even
Exactly.
after transitioning.
It's like you have that. It's like that because like they see that. I guess in their logic is it's like if you're transitioning after 12, then you're gonna have less development. You're still gonna have the natural testosterones and hormones in your body from your male days to the point where it's becoming an unfair advantage. But if you're transitioning before 12, then
But I don't agree with that either, because you
I
still
don't
need
either.
to develop in puberty. So
I
it's
mean,
like
yeah.
that's a slippery slope as well.
it is. It really fucking is, and that's like a thing that people have to be careful with is how they approach shit like that.
I mean, not to mention in America, it's becoming increasingly harder to get any sort of to acquire any sort of transition in supplement, and especially like puberty blockers. It's like there have been like 2021 last year was said to be like the worst legislative year for trans rights, with over like 100 with something in like the 100 or 200 range of bills either introduced or passed in like half the country, all throughout last year, and then they surpassed that number before April even ended this year. So it's become.
I mean, if we look at politics and it's something a shit show and a half, and like again, it's a thing where idiots believe what they want to believe, but what they believe is stupidly wrong on so many levels.
Right. I feel. I don't know. I feel like. Yeah.
But it happens, like you can't fix stupidity, but you can try to encourage people to do better.
And
I think that's a good place to really kind of wrap that up on. Cause like
what you can fix is you can fix yourself a good cup of Benchwarmer Brew coffee. Go get yourself a cup at
Armchair quarterback blend, baby.
Yeah, let's go. I have a package in the back in the kitchen. I got 2 more things from.
Nice. I
have it on subscription. Don't worry.
Don't worry, you're all good, man.
But
yeah, just real quick, I'll do my plugs. So you can do yours. So, baseball, like I said, will be uploaded tomorrow because I wanted to make time for this special episode today going up. Everything else is uploaded already. Check me out on YouTube as Illogical Canadian.
For me, I currently don't have anything really in the pipeline. I think I'm really gonna. I think really the only
the
thing
summer off if you have to.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm gonna make a video when whoever wins the cup wins the cup. So I'm probably gonna make a video tonight.
Or Sunday night or Tuesday night.
I am knocking on wood to manifest this, but I mean,
yeah,
I'm gonna make a video about the cup finals. This video when Tanner sends me the recording.
Yeah, I was sent to you this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's gonna be uploaded. So there's so there's stuff to look forward to. After that is pretty much just NHL free agency, the draft.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For God's
Please,
sake, let's
graphic
try not to have
defenseman.
another fucking marathon like we did last year.
Oh God, yeah.
And I could tell you weren't paying Trey from that one. I could tell.
I mean, that was what, 3 hours? That was a
just
long-
under 3 hours. Yeah, 2:48.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
But we're gonna allow the guests to plug whatever they want. So
Definitely.
floor is
Well,
yours.
I just released a video on Urinating Tree channel. It's called Ian's are at the Bat, a Legacy of Failure. It's my quote unquote adventures in North Carolina. I strike out a ton. It is full of cringe. You should watch it if you enjoy laughing at other people's failure.
Isn't that what your channel's based on, anyways?
In a way, yeah. I mean, it's ironic humor. It's, if you could call it that.
Yeah. Oh man, my Tree, like I said, like we said, the 5. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been
Thank you
such
for having me
a
on, guys.
pleasure to have you on once again. Well, hell, we knew we got you on once. It was a shot in the dark, but to get you twice, now you're just fucking really getting lucky there. But whatever it be. But
one of these days we'll get everybody from clickbait on. We'll get Perno, we'll get Grossi.
we gotta get them on. No, I've been trying, but I haven't gotten anything.
Honestly, I would love to have Chiseled on, and at some point.
Chiseled on, yeah, that'd be good. KTO as well. But that will do it for this week's episode of the pod. Thank you guys for tuning in and being who you guys are. Hopefully 95 wasn't as crowded as a Pittsburgh Heinz Field traffic, but I digress. But we'll see you guys next week where we have more shit to talk about.
For joining us today.
Yeah. And we'll see you all next freaking fracking week. Go and take care of yourselves and have a good one.